98, right?
Yes.
98. 받은 사람 뭐좀 보존하게 주고 그러면 되는 거는 침을 꺼내주세요. 구성 토용으로 저도서 답게도 제 시작해서도 중입니다. 근데 좀 봤을 때 한번더 보죠. 셔저저베셔로 저저로 어기들라라 공격도 되는 것을 대저도 알아본데 빼던 바에 들려지. 선배용계 요로서 대 김류근들 라마를 보지대 진 시키질러서 되는 그런 중에 도지. 대지보도 건도 중요로 교원도 연달람마다 되면 주기 발라로 저서 달람게 인데로든 도저히 창게 고반이로도 쇼. So we are at 98. 98.
98.
对不对？
对。
토리나야 대진 대다기 집에 눈을 니는 대외치 대대라 싹네 야랍 남기니 세규 토리 레도 세미키스
天界虽具大安乐，死堕痛苦大于彼。如是思维高尚士，不贪中境之天趣。
So the last week we talked about the suffering of human, suffering of the lower realms, right?
Yes.
So now we are talking about suffering of the God. Suffering of God.
上礼拜呢讲到恶鬼道的众生的痛苦，那这礼拜要讲天界众生的痛苦。
So, in God realm, right, the God beings, when they live, they don't have much suffering. They have a very good life, but their suffering is when they die, they suffer so much.
天界的众生呢，就是都享受安乐，就是一切都很美好，但是死的时候没有痛苦，可是死后就很痛苦。
No, when they're alive, right, or when they die, when they're about to die, just like, let's say if I'm about to die, right, if my death is coming soon, then the God will suffer a lot.
应该说呢，快要死的时候呢，就会变得很痛苦。
Yeah. So it will explain, in the next stanza. So the Nagarjuna here saying that, even God has so much suffering, right? So if you are a wise person, we should not desire any sort of higher rebirth, to be born in a higher place.
龙树菩萨说呢，如果我们身为人，如果够聪明的话呢，就也不会想说要投身到天界去。
Yes. So now it explains how they suffer, right? So the 99 류게 카도 미도 기르와단 텔라메가 메도 팅닝단 겨라트마 차단 류레니 문체 메베 물중 셰키와스
身色变得极丑陋，花蔓枯萎不喜作，依然污垢身体上，前所未有汗之流。
Right. So now it says that, so there are things that happen, right before the God are about to die.
这里呢就开始解释说为什么也不应该就想要投身到天道去，就是这里开始描述的是当他们知道自己死期快要到的时候会有的变化。
Yes. First of all, right, usually the God, they have a body that is it glows light. Light, very light, yeah, glow. So usually, that's how their body, if when God is alive, right, they can literally lighten up make everything very light, bright. But when they're about to die, when they're very close to their death, right, the color of the body, and the glow also slowly disappear.
天人呢，身体呢会发光嘛，然后他所到之处都会亮亮很明亮。可是当他们就是将近死期的时候呢，他们身体就会渐渐不发光。
And Telamiga, Telamiga, so then another thing, right, is that when God they are alive, they really enjoy sitting at the same place. Let's say, if I sit here, they will enjoy sitting in the same place. But when they are about to die, right, what happen is that they just cannot sit at the same place. They just want to move to another place. They don't feel peaceful.
那还有另外一个特点就是天人呢，他喜欢坐在同一个地方。可是当他们死期将至的时候呢，他们就会一直变换他的位置。
And meto tinging tongues. And if a god has the mala of flower, mala of flower,
花圈
yeah. And yeah, it will never smell bad, when they're alive, when they are not about to die, If you put a mala of flower around the neck, or even any part of their body, right, the flower will never wilt, will never get old. It always stay fresh, the flower.
When they got alive.
Yeah, but when they're about to die, when their life is, like exhausting, right, finishing, then, the flower start to smell, flower, age, wilt.
当这个天人呢，他寿命还在的时候呢，就是你将任何花或花圈放在他身上的任何一个地方呢，那个花呢都不会枯萎。可是当这个天人时期将至的时候呢，这个你放在他身上的花呢，都会慢慢的枯萎。
Yeah, then their body also, start, becoming smelly. Yeah.
身体也会开始变得有味道。
Yes, and usually when they do exercise, when they run, when they swim, or do all those stuff, right, physical activities, they will never have any sweat. But when they're about to die, their body will have, they will have sweats.
天人身体呢，如果做运动的时候呢，是不会流汗的。可是就只有在死期将至的时候呢，他身体才会开始出汗。
Yes, so it says, right, these are the 5 signs that make those God understand, oh, they're about to die.
就是天人死期就是死期快要到的时候，就会有5种现象发生在他身上。
Yes, and this is something that really makes God very unhappy, makes them suffer a lot.
因为这是死期将至的现象，所以当他们发现自己有这些现象的时候，他们就会变得很痛苦。
Yes, and it says that when God they're about to die, right? The other friends, their God friends, they will avoid them. Let's say if I'm about to die, if I'm God, right, and I'm about to die, right? Then my other God's friend, they'll also know because I start to smell, right? They see the signs, then they will avoid me.
当天人快要死的时候呢，他其他的其他的众生呢，或者他的朋友呢，都会远离他，因为他就是开始会有死亡的现象出现，就是身体会变丑丑的，然后也不会发亮这样子。
Yeah, and what they do, right? Now they will, offer you their condolence.
Condolence.
It's like, oh, I'm very sorry that you are about to die.
就是his friend will tell him.
Yeah, but not closer.
Show their sorrow.
Yeah.
就是当这个天人快死的时候呢，他的朋友就会来，就是死之前呢，就会来对他说很多哀悼的话，这样子。
Yeah, but they will not come. They will stay away, far, far away. they will stay far away, then they will offer you, flowers. They will throw flowers at you as a sign of condolence, I'm very sorry, So that's why, right, when it happens, the God, they suffer very, very much.
这个将死的天人呢，他就会变得非常非常痛苦，因为他的朋友呢都会就是离他非常的远，然后拿花丢他，然后用这个花来代表他们就知道他可能死期将至，然后就觉得很难过这样子。
Yes. So I think this is also very interesting. It's also very interesting that we said that suffering is a introduction to how to say suffering. Suffering is suffering actually creates opportunity for us to learn. Understand?
痛苦会为我们带来学习的契机。
Yes, and it's also very true. Really, is because the reason. For example, right? We also know, right? We as a human being, we also know when we are about to die. Generally, I'm not saying all the cases, but most of the time we know, right? We get old, right? We cough, we get sick, we couldn't move our hand, and basically we know, I'm about to die.
对我们一般人来说呢，我们应该也是可以意识到自己的死亡。比如说你变老啊，然后就变得很生病，然后或是病得很严重的时候，你身体不能动的时候，你会知道自己什么时候会走。
Yes, but we don't suffer as much as those gods suffer when they know they are about to die.
但是跟天人比起来的话呢，就是我们知道自己死期的痛苦，还比不上天人知道自己死期的痛苦。
Yeah, not even close.
就是天人他们会承受非常非常大的痛苦，就是人不能比的。
So it's the reason why they suffer so much is because because they don't suffer, right? They don't suffer when they are alive, and the way they live their life is so full of pleasures, right? So there is no one single moments of suffering in their life. So so all of a sudden, their life conditions is about to change. It hurt them so bad.
因为天人的生活呢都是快乐，然后很愉悦的，然后他们身为天人是从来不会感受到痛苦，所以他们知道自己死期将至的时候是他们就是第一次感受到痛苦，所以他们会觉得非常非常的疼，就是剧痛这样子。
So so I would say if we as a human being, if we never suffer in our life, even once, we have a very nice life, right? But there will be a time, if we suffer one, that suffering will really hurt us very bad.
如果我们人的一生中呢都没有承受过任何痛苦，但是你只要第一次被伤害的时候，你就会觉得非常非常的痛。
So it is also quite important to have some problem in life and to suffer a little bit.
所以在我们人生当中呢，有一点小小的痛苦呢是比较好的。
Yeah, I think it's not because we suffer. I think it's because it creates a balance.
有一点小小的痛苦呢，可以为我们人生带来一点平衡。
Yeah, and we also have to be honest to ourselves. When we are very happy, we don't really learn much, but when we really suffer, we learn a lot of things.
我们要很诚实的说呢，当我们一生顺遂很快乐的时候呢，我们绝对不会想要学习新的事物。可是当我们很痛苦的时候呢，我们就会学习到很多平常不会学习的事。
Yeah, and also, and lots of most of the time, right, is when people suffer, they don't really. I wouldn't say like most of the time. I would say many people amongst us, when they suffer so much, they don't learn, and what I meant is like there's also some people, right? They suffers a lot, but they don't learn much. So I would say, that's why it's very important to have some sort of like, fu bao, like to have a good merit, to learn, to be able to learn when they suffer, to learn the lesson.
但是有很多人呢，他们即使在痛苦中呢，他们也没有办法学习到新的事或领悟到新的事物，所以呢，我们还是要做一点善事，累积一点福报呢，就是这样，我们在痛苦中呢，还可以有新的体悟，就是学习新的事情。
Yeah, that's why I think, to have some sort of 福报, this virtuous karma is also very important, at those very crucial times.
所以呢，平常呢要多做善事，累积好的福德资粮呢是非常重要，这在你痛苦的时候会非常的有帮助。
Yes. So it says that 토리 치부 든키 치때 nga layul nebe lanam lachung de sate minam chibara girwada tembara chibe chite nam tatas. The 100.
天境天人已出现。天界死堕之五相，犹如地上临终者，所示一切之死兆。
So yeah, it basically says that God, they have their own sign of death, right? And we as a human being, we also have a sign of death. So there's no much. It says that there's no much of most of all of those the lower realms and higher realms. They have suffering.
我们人呢也有死期，天人也会有死期，或者是三恶道众生呢也会有死期，所以大家都没有什么不一样。
Yes, and so then 101 is lai jigden dana pebala kelte gevel hama gamena tene wome tundu hidata nyewar neba khayang rung war gyurs.
由天界中死堕者。设若善根毫无余，后不自主而投生，旁生恶鬼地狱处。
Yeah, so it says that. So there's a question. It says that. So if God die, right, where will they born again? So the answer it says that if they have the merit to be born again in God realm or asura realm, right? Or human realm, they will be born. But if they don't have any merit to be born in those higher three realms, then they have no choice to be reborn somewhere, or hell, or the hunger ghost, and what is that? Animal realm.
那这些天人呢？他们死后会去哪里呢？那当要看他们自己的福报这样子，他如果是善业比较多，他可能还会投身到三善道。那他如果是福报已经完全用完了，那他可能就会直接投身到三恶道去。
Yes. So now the 102nd Hamin dana ranshin kilhai bella danjre iki dungal chete da loda denyan duai tipe demba thonga machisos.
非天嗔恨天福故，心中升起大痛苦。虽具智慧已去障，无法现见真实地。
Yes. So this is about Asula.
阿修罗道。
Asula, right? Yeah, the demigod in English. What they said, demigod, like is actually considered as a god. Yeah. It is considered as a god, but a little bit lower than a god, right? So in order to, separate them from the god, it says, hamahin, like one who is not God. It's just a name.
这里102这里讲呢，是指阿修罗道的众生，他们没有到像天界的众生这样子，就是介于。就比天地的众生还要再低一点。
Yes. So Lamin Dana Ranshin Kilhais. So it's quite nice. I think, the demigod. It says that demigod, right? They naturally they are very prideful being, very pride. how to say Aman? Auman, huh?
傲慢。
It's
对
Auman? Yeah. It says that demigods they are naturally very egotistical being.
阿修罗道的众生呢，都是自尊心很高，很傲慢。
Yeah, and that's why they palla danjari dungal che. So whenever they see someone having something better than them, they just cannot bear. They just cannot bear.
当他们看到比他们还要过得比他还要好的众生的时候呢，他们就是不能忍受，会容易生气。
Yeah, and the thing is that what do you call a wish fulfilling tree?
Wish fulfilling
Tree.
tree
True.
树，
对
许愿树
许愿树
是吗？
啊，是吗？
应该是。
The tree that grows, the lots of wish fulfilling gems. 是吗？祈愿
Oh, you mean the tree that grow in the God realm,
啊
right?
demigod realm.
Demigod realm.
啊
阿修罗道生的树。
No. It's like that, right? So it's very, so it's because of the karma of a demigod. That tree actually, right? That tree, the root of the tree, is in the demigod's world,
Oh, I
right?
see.
But they grow
The
so tall, right?
The tree top is in the God
The
realm.
top of the tree is in the god realm. So basically, it belongs to them, demigod, the tree, but God enjoy
Yes.
the tree. So it's just because of their own karma, because they are so jealous of some other beings, having a better life than them. That's why they are so jealous. On top of that, they have that kind of tree that it belongs to them, but they cannot enjoy the tree.
Yes. 因为有这么一棵很大的树呢，就是它的树根呢是长在阿修罗道，然后可是它的上面树会结果实呢，是因为它很高大嘛，然后它那个比较好的部分呢是在天界，所以阿修道的众生呢，就是会很嫉妒天界的众生，因为他觉得他那棵树是属于他们的，可是他们却没有办法享受到树上的果实。
Yeah, so that's why. So I think this is also because of their own karma. That these things happen. As when did I tell? Oh, not here. It was with Puli. So it's the karma. Sometimes I wouldn't say just because I know it. I just feel it's my guess. Like sometime when, for example, in this case, right? You are so jealous of other people's, other being having a better life, right? Then you have this kind of tree, that it's your tree, but you cannot enjoy, right?
如果你这是仁波切自己猜想，他说如果你是个很
奇怪的
奇怪的人，就是你会有跟这种阿修罗道众生很像，就是你觉得你拥有了一个东西，可是你却没有办法真正的享受这个东西，然后都是别人在享受，然后你就会变得很嫉妒。
Yes, and there was one question, there was one question. It says that when you, let's say, there was one question someone asked me, if I pray, if I pray to God, right? Let's say green Tara. Let's say if I pray to a Tara, and I say, I pray to Tara that makes me very rich and make my life very happy. That's what I wish, because I'm a Buddhist and I heard that Tara will fulfill your wish. That's why I wish. So do you think I'm gonna be rich? Do you think that's how it works?
曾经有一个人这样问仁波切哦，他说因为度母呢，它是可以满我们所有的愿。那如果呢，我向度母祈求呢，可以让我变得很有钱呢，让我这一生都过得很美好呢，这样是行得通的吗？
So since this the wish is quite selfish wish, right? Only I want to be rich, not other people. I want to be rich. So karma is also quite weird sometimes. When you want to be when you want to be happy, right, or rich, when you pray to be rich, you don't really get rich.
因为这个愿望呢是你自己想要变有钱，你不是祈求别人变有钱。那个有时候呢，你的业力呢也是会变得很奇怪这样子。
Yes, but when you pray other people to be rich, you become rich.
当你做祈求呢，别人变有钱呢，你自己也会变有钱。
Yeah, this is quite irony really. It's like quite weird really. Like that's why I was thinking, the demigod situation. They are so jealous about other people's, other gods, having a better life, right? Looking better, staying somewhere higher than them, right? They are very jealous, and because of that karma, right? They have that tree, like now you are so jealous of them, right? So I give you this tree, that you have the tree, but you really cannot enjoy the tree. It's something like, it's just irony, like it's just quite weird. Like that you don't have to trust everything. The point is that, like when you really when you are not sincere, right? When you're not sincere for other people, when you're just so selfish, these things happen. Like the opposite will happen.
摩羯说呢，当你呢，如果是一个很自私自利的人呢，你就很容易呢，会有点像这个阿修罗道的众生，就是因为你也很很嫉妒呢，有点嫉妒别人比你更好呢，有更美好的生活，所以你的业力呢，就会让你拥有这些东西呢，而无法享受它们。就像阿修罗道的众生，他们一直很嫉妒天道的众生，所以他的业力呢，会让他拥有这棵树，可是他就没有办法享受到树上美好的果实。
Yes, and the God and the demigod, they always fight, but God are God, right? They only die if they behead them, cut their head, then God will die. Mm-hmm. But asura, right? Yeah, if their hands, limbs are cut, it's okay. But if they, hit somewhere around their heart, or if they have a huge damage around their body, they will die.
我们都知道呢，天界的众生跟阿修罗界的众生呢是经常在打仗的。那天界的众生呢，只有头被砍掉才会死。那阿修罗界的众生呢，就是
just like a human being.
就是跟人比较像，就是心脏受到重伤。这样子才会死掉。
Then it also says that namingitipa. It's like very unique. Do you know what is maturation? Like for demigod, right? When they are born, when someone is born as a demigod, they have their own very unique karma that makes them, right? How to say, yogyu is very deceptive. Yogyu is like sort of, how to say, I don't know how to say yogyu. You know what is deceptive? Deceiving. Yeah, deceiving. You understand what is deceiving, right?
Deceiving means you lying someone or you trick someone.
Yes, yeah, something like that. Yeah, you can, yeah. Just wait, yogyu. Let me see. I don't know what is, to be honest. Yeah, it's like a deceptive. It says deceptive. Deceptive. Deceive people. You know, like for example, I can give you an example. You know, if I'm deceptive, what do I do? I am, I'm not a good person, but in front of you, I will try to be a very nice person. You know, that's the meaning, right? You understand deceptive?
Yes.
Yeah. So, for example, for those who are born in lower realms, let's say, hell realm, animal realm, they have their own very unique karma that whoever born in those realms, they will suffer a lot, right? They have their own unique karma that makes them suffer a lot. But the demigod, right, when they were born in, as a demigod, they are just born with being very deceptive.
三个道众生呢，会投生到那里去呢，是因为他们有一些特别的业。那修罗道众生呢，也是有这个特别业，他们是特别善于欺骗。
Yes, so because of that being so deceptive, right? What really happens is that whoever are born as a demigod, they will never realize the truth. They will never realize the reality of emptiness, or they will never have a wisdom.
那由于他们有这个特别的业障呢，他们就没有办法理解空性这样的真理。
Yes, so Demba Thoma Machisos. That's so. What it says that it's. I would say it's more like a unique condition. If you are born as a demigod, what really happens is that you will be born to be very deceptive being, and because of that being very deceptive, right? What really happens is it will never allow you to have a wisdom.
阿修罗道的众生呢，因为他们有这个很特别的业哦，就是因为他们有一些很特别的因缘跟因果，就是如果他将来在投生的时候呢，就是通常呢，就是会特别的容易就是那种会欺瞒他人啊，因为你常会有这种欺骗他人这种心呢，所以你这样的众生呢，就比较没有办法得到智慧。
Yes. Well, it's like that. For example, I don't know if I should say this or not. For example, right? Let me tell you this thing, even though it's quite sensitive subject. For example, right? If someone wants to be how to say? Let's say in our planet, right? There's two gender. Now there are like 100 of genders, right? You understand?
就是我们在地球上呢有2种性别的人，可是现在时代呢已经不止2种性别。
你知道吗？有很多对不对？现在特别 the in West, there are so many genders. Right? So anyway, the point is that so there's a two gender, man and woman, right?
男人跟女人。
Yeah. So if you want to be a monk, let's say if you want to be a monk, right? A man can be a monk. If you want to be a nun, a woman can be a nun. Right? Understand? Yes. But now the thing is that there are questions. What is woman?
Yes.
Right? What is man? You understand?
男人想要男人可以当和尚，然后女人可以成为尼姑。那现在最大的问题就是你要怎么定义男人跟女人这2种性别
？Right? Because I don't know. I wouldn't say it is said in Buddhism. Yeah, it is said in Buddhist text, but you can physically be a man, but mentally a woman. Is it possible? You ask them. You ask them.
怎么现在说you mean written in the Buddhist text?
No. Skip that part. I say right.
就是我们身体跟心理是不是可以分开？就是你像我有个女人的身体，但是我的心里，也许住着一个男人这样子。
Yeah, it's possible. 会吗？
这有可能吗
？Yes. Right. And someone might have a very male body, right? But has a female mind.
就是有些人呢，他是就看身体是男生，可是他的心里住着一个女生。
Like you are a man, but you are attracted to a man, right? Physically you are a man, but mentally you are attracted to a man. You are physically woman, but mentally you are attracted to woman.
你身体是男性，可是你的心里呢，是喜欢男性，或者是呢，你身体是女生，然后你心里也比较偏向于倾向喜欢女生。
So it says that if you want to be a nun, or if you want to be a monk, right? It says in our text, this is very clear. If you are those, like if you are not entirely a man, man and physically and mentally, then you cannot be a monk. If you are physically and mentally not a woman, right, you cannot be a nun.
那佛经上说呢，如果你想要出家成为和尚呢，就是你的身心都是要属于男性才可以出家。那如果你想要成为尼姑的话呢，就是你一定要身心都是女性，这样才可以成为尼姑。
And now a lot of people might ask why, right? Why? Is that that's just is because when what makes you a bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, right? What makes you a bhikkhu and bhikshu, a bhikshu and bhikkhuni, right? Is because the vow, right? Che, right? Yeah.
为什么呢？为什么要成为那个比丘跟比丘尼呢？是因为有这个戒的关系。
Yeah, and Buddha said, if you are not entirely a man, well, when I say entirely, I means physically and mentally. That's what I meant by entirely, right? And that body, right? That body and that human body, right, and mind cannot be the foundation for that vow.
如果你的身心呢，如果都没有办法就是合一的话呢，你就没有办法成为这个戒的基础。就是你一定要身心都是男，跟身心都是女，你才有办法承受这个戒。
Yeah. So if you're not, then it says that body and mind cannot be the foundation for that vow. Yeah, translate.
就是如果你不是这样的话呢，就是你的这个肉身呢是没有办法接到这个戒。
Yeah. So the reason why I'm telling you is that it's just a unique condition. Buddha said it's a unique condition for those people. There you cannot be a monk, or you cannot be a nun. It's because that vow, because when you want to, there's like 250 something, discipline, right? You understand, right? Discipline for the monks, and for the nuns, bhikkhuni, there's like 300 something. And those discipline is also mental discipline mostly, right? Like I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. That's a che, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So those che, cannot be, support by that sort of body and mind.
因为我们都知道呢，比丘尼有300多条戒嘛，然后比丘尼有500多条戒嘛。比丘有200多。200，对。哦。对，就是你身心要合一呢，你才有办法去维持你的戒律。那如果你的身心不合一的时候呢，那这些戒律要怎么办？要怎么守？所以你一定要身心合一，才能守得了这些戒律。
Yeah, so that's why the reason why I'm telling you is that it's just a unique condition. It's a unique condition that doesn't allow you, doesn't permit you to be a monk or a nun.
就是因为有这些特别的戒律呢，就是有这些特别的规定呢，所以就是一定要特别的遵守。
Yes. So is that yeah, so there's a huge sort of like controversy, right? Because now you can be a transgender, right? Like you can change from man to woman, and those women want to, even they look like a man, but people want them to call them Miss and Mrs., right? So now they say they are totally woman, and when they're woman and they want to challenge, they want to be a Olympian, and they want to compete against the woman, and of course they are physically man, right? So they will win. So all those things happen, like. Anyway, the thing is that no, you don't need to say anything. I think. Thing is that there's a unique condition. I'm just giving you some information. That's so that's why when you are born as a demigod, when you are born as a demigod, you have a unique condition, and because of that condition, if you are born as a demigod, you will never have understanding of the reality. You will never have a wisdom. That's a unique condition of demigod.
因为阿修罗他们就是有这些特别的因果嘛，所以他们就是会没有办法领受那个佛法的真实的智慧，或者空性的智慧。
Yes, and there's also as we have just mentioned that the demigod, they are very pride, really. And I think this is also one of the reasons, when you are a very prideful person, right? When you are a very prideful person, what really happens is that you will never learn anything.
因为呢，阿修罗道的众生他们的自尊心都很高，他们特别骄傲，所以呢，也比较就像我们比较骄傲的人呢，就比较没有办法学习新的事物，就不容易有智慧。
So that's why whenever student, whenever we enter a monastery or class, we always do a prostration. It's because what we are trying to do is that I don't want to be prideful in this place, because I'm not the best. I have someone who is better than me. We are just trying to tame our pride.
这是为什么呢？我们去到佛堂呢，或是你去任何中心呢，都会先做礼拜呢，就是因为我们不想要有这个傲慢的心，我们应该就是借由礼拜这个动作呢，来消除我们的傲慢心。
Yeah. So the point is that if you have that kind of mind, the傲慢的心, right, you will never learn anything. This is the thing that we need to understand, really, especially for students, the learner.
特别是对学生来说呢，就是我们不要有傲慢的心，这非常重要。
Yes. And it commentary, right, it also says that the reason why, maybe I don't know if you guys can understand this or not, because when we talk about karma, right, we have two kind of karma. One karma is the one who makes you born in certain place, right? We as a human, I'm born as a human being, right? So the reason why I'm born is because I have a cause and condition, right? Let's say karma, I have a karma, right? So now there's how many types of karma? Basically there's two types of karma, right? So one karma is the one that make me born in this realm, in this human world.
业呢，大致上呢有分两种呢。如果你生而为人呢，就有特别就是投身到人道的这个因果业。
Yes. So, and another karma, right, is that who the another karma, in Tibet we call it penchegille and dzogchegille. Penchegille is that a karma that push me in this world. Understand? Mm-hmm. The karma that make me born in this world, right? The second karma is that now the first karma make me born here. The second karma is that who completes my attributes, the qualities. Like I live long, right? I will be rich. I will be poor. All those qualities, understand? That, complete me.
就是西藏的说法有2种业呢，一种就是让你投身到人道的这个因缘，然后还有一种业呢，是形成你这个人的人格的这个业。
Yeah.
是2种不同的。
For example, some people, suffer a lot, right? Some people are so happy. Some people are very healthy. Some people are not healthy. Some people live long. Some people live short. All of those qualities, right, are caused by, the second karma, which is dzogche gile.
第2种业呢，这种业呢就会让你，比如说你有人比较长寿，然后有人比较健康，这样子是有这种不同的分别。
Yeah. So, what do you call Kechu and Keshi? For example, when you look at, I'm born as a human being, right? But I have many different qualities, right? You understand? Like now I'm a monk, right? I'm healthy, right? I live in Taiwan and I have a good life. All those qualities, you understand? How to say the subject and subject's quality?
是指习气吗？
How do you say this? I don't know. I'm also struggling with this. The second thing is quite easy, Yeah, it says that. Character. You know what is character?
Yes.
I don't think there's that. I think it's not. Huh? Like character, right? And I have a lot of characteristic, right? Like I'm a human being, right? Then I have a lot of qualities of, right, attributes. You know what is attributes?
Attributes. You mean the past life bring you this life, very kind.
So this is cup. 外在什么意思？ No， 不是这个，不是外面的里面的关系。
属性。
Yeah, so this is a cup, right? And this is long, big. So what is cup? 属性。
Cup is the noun, the subject.
Yeah, subject, right? And now it has a lot of qualities, it's round, it's long, is white. So that's the thing, So the first karma is what makes this a cup. The second karma is what makes it long, beautiful white color, So the demigod, right? So you guys understand? So demigod, right? The first karma, right, is a good karma. The second karma is actually a bad karma for them. Pinchigile and zokchigile. So, so the thing is that, right? So the demigod is born in a demigod realm, right? So now the demigod has a 2 karma, right?
Yes.
So the first karma that make them born in that particular realm is a
It's a good karma.
The good karma.
And because they are arrogant and pride is the bad karma.
Yeah, that's it.
就是阿修罗道的众生呢，让他们投身到阿修罗道这个业是好的，可是呢，他们的习气就是傲慢，然后又自尊心很高，这就是不好的习气。就是仁波切说的，他第一个业投身到阿修罗道呢是好的业，可是他第2个业呢，就是他本身的傲慢的习气呢，是第2种不好的业。
Yeah, and you can see, they definitely have a disadvantage comparing to God, right? The God, they don't die easily, right? They have to cut their head, right, in war, But demigod, is just like a human being, If their like vital organs are damaged, they will die, right? So all those qualities are quite bad. So comparing to God, all those qualities are actually quite, a bad quality. So that's why it says that the second karma that complete all those qualities are actually a bad karma. It's something like that. Just information. Yeah. So
那个阿修罗道的众生呢，跟天道的众生比起来呢，他们第二种业呢，就是比起天道的众生，因为天道众生就是他只有头被砍了才会死掉，可是阿修罗道的众生呢，就是有点像人，就是你只要重要的器官被砍到，你就会死掉，就是一些这两种业的特质。
Yes, it's like that. So the now 103rd korwa tenda label hamida nyawa ida tunda namda do kyawa sampo mala kyawa ne nebe tumin nugire la khenzo. So it's basically advising, it doesn't matter wherever you're born, right? 3 higher realm or 3 lower realm, right? You will always suffer because there's always a suffering there.
这也是告诉我们呢，不管我们是在三善道或者是三恶道呢，都是拥有很多的痛苦的。
Yes. Oh, I forgot. You forgot to read this.
103轮回自性即如此，天人地狱恶鬼处，生于何去皆不妙，当知乃为多害气。
Yeah. So the point of this 103rd stanza, right, is that once you are born in this world, right, in this samsara, you will always face problem.
103呢，它的重点就是你只要一直在轮回当中呢，不管你投身到哪一道去呢，你都会有很多的问题。
Yeah, and the cause, the cause of the main problem is, the rebirth.
这里呢，就是因为你会一直重生，一直轮回，这是主因。
Yeah, so that's why that's why the 104th stanza is saying that we should try our best not to be born back in samsara.
那到那个下一段呢，就是主要是告诉我们呢，我们应该要努力脱离轮回呢，不要再一直投身到。
Goam kola lubur meshorna theda chirdo kiwa tangne kyang yangse me bar kile betsel de tebe chechok goba shen ma chis.
头或衣上骤燃火，放弃一切不灭之，精勤须入涅槃果，无余彼此更重要。
Yeah, so it says that, if your head catch a fire, or if your clothes catch a fire, right? Yeah, what is our natural reaction is to try to extinguish the fire as soon as possible, right? So as soon as you are born in this samsara, right, what we should try to do is try to stop the rebirth, born again in the samsara.
如果我们的衣服呢或头顶呢，就是有火在烧的话，我们一定会想办法马上把火扑灭。就像我们应该要尽我们最大的努力呢，然后脱离六道轮回。
Yeah, I think maybe this is one of the reason lots of people that I meet here, they always say 不要轮回, right? Yeah. But now when we say, we need to try our best not to be born again in this samsara, right? It has a lot of meaning. It has, another meaning.
当我们说呢，我们要尽一切所能呢，不要再入六道轮回呢，这是有很多种意义。
Yeah. For example, right? So now basically when we say, try your best not to be born again in this samsara, right? Now most of the people think, oh, if we are born again, then there will be a lot of trouble. But it's not like that. To be born again in this samsara is not a problem. But if you are born in this samsara without any control, now this is a problem. You understand? To be born again is not a problem.
很多人会说呢，如果我们在落轮回呢，一定会有很多问题、很多痛苦。可是有没有些说呢，当你落轮回的时候呢，就是当你落轮回的时候，你一定要知道自己在干嘛。就是如果你落轮回，你都不知道你自己在干嘛的话，这是一个最大的问题。
Yeah, to have control, like of your own life. If you have control, right? If you are in control of your own life, then that's not a problem. So what we are saying just now, try to stop this rebirth is like it means that try to stop the birth, to be born again without any control. But if you have a control, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to live, whatever time you want to die, then there's nothing that you have to stop. You can keep doing that.
就是我们一定要能够控制自己的人生。如果你能控制自己的人生呢，应该去哪里，应该要做什么样的事情的话呢，那你再来轮回呢是 OK 的。可是如果你都不知道自己在干什么，然后你就一直这样在轮回中一直投生，这样是非常不好。
So yeah, a lot of people say, they want to be enlightened, but they don't want to come back to the samsara, right? So coming back to samsara is not a trouble. Coming back is when if you want to get enlightened, you will have to come back to samsara.
很多人都想要得到证悟呢，然后有佛果位，可是他们不想要再落轮回。可是落轮回呢，并不是一个很大的问题。那问题就在于，当你想要得到证悟的时候呢，你就是一定会再回来的。
Yeah, you have to come back. There's no choice, because we need to remember, right? Why we want to be enlightened is because I want to save all sentient beings. Now you get enlightened. Oh, now I'm not coming back to samsara. It's a lie, isn't it? So if you attain enlightenment, you will come back to samsara, but with control. You are not under the influence of karma or defilement. You know what is right? Influenced by karma. You are free from karma. You are free from defilements. Yeah, you are free from that's what I meant. In control.
就是很多人就觉得要证到佛果位呢，然后他们是因为这样可以脱离轮回呢。可是当你证到佛果位的时候呢，你一定会再入轮回的，这是必定的。那你要想起你为什么会想要成就这个佛果位呢？就是因为你想要利益众生，所以你才要成就这个佛果位。所以呢，就是当我们的这些贪嗔痴呢都没有了呢，我们就可以成就了这个佛果位。
Yes. Yeah, then the stanza 105th is 출좀 다당 삼ten 셰랍기 양인 디시툴와 팀에베 고방미가 미치 세미첼 사주 멜룽닌다 찰톱즈스
以戒定慧去涅槃，极尽调柔无垢染。无有穷尽无老死，得离四大日月国。
Yeah, so what it is saying is that, if you really want to be enlightened, right, reach enlightenment, then we need three things, right? First is discipline, right? Most of the time they say morality, discipline. And second thing is something.
禅定。
Huh?
禅定。
禅定吗? Something means meditation.
Yep.
Right?
禅定。
Yeah. Then this and is the third is wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
对，就是我们
所以你刚刚说的是戒定慧。
啊？
你刚刚说的3件事是
戒定慧。
戒定慧是吗？戒 is like 戒律 right？
Yes。
禅定 OK that's wisdom OK yeah 对对戒定慧戒慧定戒定慧 OK 戒定慧 OK yeah so now yeah 戒定慧 so what is 戒 we need to understand right 戒so 戒 right sometimes there's a two way of understanding Che from my own experience. Most of the people think Che is something like doing things, right? Go to monastery, do prostration, right? Wake up in the morning, offer water. When you see Shifu, offer him Shifu something to eat, right? For them, that's a Che.
以摩羯自己的经验来说呢，大部分很多人都觉得呢，有关这个戒律的部分呢，就是去到一个寺院啊，看到师父就供养啊，或者是供花、供水啊这样子，然后做礼拜啊，就是戒。
Yes. Now this is 可以，这个也可以戒。This is also a 戒 but the thing is that doing something is 戒 but another thing is like not doing something is a real 戒 you understand not doing something
You mean not doing all those things
不要做事某件事情才是戒
yeah
戒应该是
不要做某件事
有些不能做，比如说像骑机车，它有规定要戴安全帽。
the thing is that when we think about 戒 we think about doing something right but basically when we talk about 戒 it's not really doing something it's like not doing something
OK 就是当我们讲到戒律的时候呢，我们就觉得说我们一定要去做某件事情才是有戒律可是戒律这件事情就是通常是比较指某些事情是你不能做
from our Tibetan word when we called 戒 domba tsultim dom is like not doing something it's a 戒 so but so if we talk a little bit about 戒 is that thing is that now we have like discipline of our body right discipline of our how to say
身语意的戒
right so three and the verbal discipline and mental discipline right so the reason why we need to control our body is because it's easier to control it's a practice
身体的戒律呢比较简单就是要多练习
yeah is a practice right then the verbal 戒 right the discipline of our speech is second is because it's a little bit harder than our physical discipline that's why it comes to second
语的戒呢是比身体的戒要再难一点所以它是第二种
yeah then the hardest right is our mental discipline that's why it comes the last
意的戒律呢是最难所以它是在最后面
yeah so some people say right so that's why right if you really cannot physically if you really cannot control right your physical action it means that you really cannot control your mind
就是我们说呢如果你没有办法控制你自己的身体呢那你就是也没有办法控制你自己的心跟你的意念
yes and now maybe if you are a beginner right discipline is something as your goal you can see discipline I want to have all those discipline I want to be good at those discipline and that's my goal you guys might think
身为初学者呢可能会觉得戒律呢就是一个目标
yeah but But discipline can never be a goal. The goal is always to understand. The 智慧 the wisdom part.
但是戒律呢，绝对不是你的终极目标呢。拥有智慧呢，才是你的终极目标。
Yes. So that's why the 戒律 come first, right? Then comes 定, right?
Yes.
The meditation. Now, what is meditation? The meditation, right? It's creating is a tool to create a habit. How to say? Yeah, habit. 习惯 Yeah, 习惯 Yeah.
所以呢，戒律呢是第一种，然后当你习惯戒律之后呢，才会进入到定的部分，然后定的部分呢是会like a habit.
Yeah.
会变成一种习惯。
习惯 Yeah. So for example, right, when we do a meditation, we think, let's say when we meditate on compassion, what we do? We basically think of other people's suffering. You think of your own experience, and we are all same, So we practice so much that we want a compassion to be our habit, isn't it? So meditation is not about like, I cannot get distracted. Meditation is a way to make a habit.
当我们在做禅定冥想的时候呢，假设我们是在做慈悲的练习，那么就会要去思维如何对别人慈悲，对别人好一点。那很多人会觉得说，在做禅定的时候呢，是什么都不能想，可是这样是不对的。就是你要多多练习，你要怎么样对别人慈悲，然后就是一直这样练习思维之后呢，你要让这个慈悲呢变成你自己的一种习惯。
So now we might think, what's so great about having compassion, making compassion your habit? So when compassion becomes your habit, that is very normal to you. When someone says something very bad to you, you will be very compassionate, because now you don't need to think Buddhism, you don't need to think of your teacher, 师父告诉我我要发慈悲啊。You don't need to say all those things, because now compassion is your habit, right? So you will be so easy, it will become so normal for you to be compassionate at that moment. So that's why meditation, is a tool of, making a habit, creating a habit.
当你练习慈悲呢，变成你的一种习惯的时候呢，你无时无刻都可以对别人慈悲，而不是遇到事情或遇到痛苦的时候才来说我要有这个慈悲心。所以当我们在禅定啊，在做冥想的时候呢，就是要做这个练习，然后让你的这个练习变成一种习惯。
Yes. Yeah, and we also need to understand, what? We also need to understand that why we are so good at 发脾气。
我们一定要理解为什么我们就是我们都很擅长发脾气这件事情。
It's because it's so normal to us, isn't it?
就对我们来说，发脾气已经就是太稀松平常的一件事，很习惯了。
Yeah, because it is our habit.
就是因为呢，我们遇到什么事情就生气，已经变成习惯。
Yeah, so you don't need to, if someone says something very bad to you, you don't need to think, I need to think about something, so I will be angry. You don't need to think anything. If someone says something bad to you, if someone make you uncomfortable, within 1 second, you will lose your temper and say all those things. Why? It's so natural to you, because it's our habit.
当我们遇到事情呢，有人骂你的时候，或者遇到不如意的事情呢，一定马上呢就会生气。为什么呢？因为都变成习惯了，就一下子想都不用想就会生气了。
Yes. So that's why, right? So the meditation, when we do a meditation about compassion, what we do basically, we spend time with compassion. Because if you spend time with compassion, then that compassion will gradually become your habit. That's the meditation. That's the meaning of meditation.
就是当我们在做练习慈悲的时候呢，就要多花一点时间，就做任何事情的时候都要想到慈悲心这件事情，然后让慈悲心呢变成你的一种习惯呢，这样才有达到我们呢冥想就是练习慈悲这件事情，才会变成你的定，会变成你的习惯。
Yes. So now, as I say, right, the meditation is a tool, right, to create a habit. So now, when that compassion becomes your habit, right, now this is the wisdom. That's the wisdom.
所以我们说呢，这个禅定冥想呢是一种工具，它是一种可以让你就是有这个一个好的习惯的一种工具。当你慈悲心一直练习的时候，变成你的定的时候呢，变成你的习惯的时候呢，这样呢，你才可以升起真正的智慧。
Yes. So that's the meaning. That's the meaning of discipline, meditation, and wisdom. So if you have these three, right, then you can achieve enlightenment. Then if you have achieved enlightenment, it says, right, you will not born, you will not die, you will not suffer. But it means that it doesn't mean that you will not die. You will die. Buddha Shakyamuni died, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You will die, but you will die with control. Oh, I want to die now, then you will die. Or I want to go somewhere there, you will be there, So you will die. You will born, you will get old. All those things happen, but with control. That's the thing. We need to understand. Right now we are saying no, no, no. Why? Because without control, that's what something we have to get rid of, right? Yeah. So it says, right, kopa miga michi se michel, right? You will not die, you will not get sick, you will not get old, right? It doesn't mean you will not. It means that you will not, that without control. With control, you will die millions of times.
当我们戒定慧都有的时候呢，我们就可以证得佛果位呢。那这边是说呢，可能会去入涅槃。那当我们就是证得佛果位了之后呢，我们就我们的生老病死呢就可以由自己控制，我们就不会不明不白的生，又不明不白的死。那最重要的是呢，就是你要能够控制你自己，就是你怎么讲呢？就是我们成就佛果位之后呢，就是可以控制自己的生死，这样子。
Yeah. So now the stanza 106 is 텐당 철업 제당 순류당 가다 신도 장당 띵진당 땅용디도 전주비 야라데 냥년데도 기베 게초라.
106正念则法即精进。欣喜清安即等持，等舍此期未觉知，甚得涅槃之善知。
Yeah, so the first is tempa, right? Tempa. How do you translate tempa?
This it says 正念。
What is 正念?
The right thinking.
Oh, right thinking?
Positive thinking.
Oh, recollection. Maybe in Tibetan it says tempa, right? Sometimes tempa can mean mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, tempa. But sometimes it also means recollection. Not forgetting. Always remembering. Recollection. Like Buddha Shakyamuni teach something, but after 3-4 years, you don't forget it. You can still recollect, right? Like remember all those things. Yeah. So tempa is also very important, to not forget.
就是有个好的记忆力 ，good memory.
Yeah, You can also say, but it's not a good memory. So when we talk about memory, right, it's we are basically talking about like a ability, but now it's something that you already have so much thing that you have learned, right? So you're not forgetting all those things. You understand? Always able to remember those things, right? Someone give you like, oh, I'm gonna give you $1 million. How about you slap that person? At that right moment, oh, I cannot do it because I have this chair. You are remembering, right? You are not forgetting the things that you have, right? So you don't slap. Yeah, if someone give me 1 million, I might slap. You understand? Because I don't remember all those things. So it means that Tenpa means sort of like a recollection, remembering, not forgetting.
怎么办？这边是写就是正念责罚的意思。
I think 正念 is Tenpa. I think it's a different translation. Is it? So what I said and what is translated there is not same, right?
They are not the same.
Oh,
I don't think they are the same.
yeah. But you say it's a positive thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It means you choose the correct and the correct dharma and being positive mind and don't just like
正念 is a 正的
wrong
念头
things.
is it? 正念 is 正的
Yes.
念头。
念就是你什么事情都是念头都是对的，正的正能量，不是想
Always
是想歪的。
always keep the mind
In a
正
correct
知
way.
正念，
in Buddha's way.
哦
正知正念啊。
Always keep
Oh.
the mind
哦
in Buddhist way.
어, okay. 그럼 이거 때문에.
正知正念。
Yeah, but the thing is that, like, then, yeah, I think it's more. It's not really about like always thinking about, always keeping your mind in very Buddhist way, right? The way that Buddha's teaching, right?
Buddha's teaching.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it's a different translation, but it's not like that. I don't know. It's more like not forgetting. For example, right?
You may not always remember.
Yeah, remembering.
Yes， 就是要常意念的意思。
Yeah. For example, do you know how to say the Four Noble Truth? Four Noble Truth.
Robert 苦集灭
The
道
truth of suffering, truth of cause of suffering.
四圣谛，苦集灭道。
Yeah. So right. So when we talk about, let's say, when we meditate on truth of suffering, there is certain things, certain characteristic about the truth of suffering. When we do a meditation about truth of suffering, mita dungal tong dame, that we need to think the why it is suffering is because is impermanence. It is, the suffering as a nature, right? And it is emptiness, and it is selfless. So when we meditate on the suffering, truth of suffering, there's a four characteristic that we need to contemplate, right? So basically, what we are saying is that not forgetting those qualities, So it's not really about thinking. Yeah, you can say in a way, in a certain way, thinking in keeping your mind in Buddhist way is Buddha's way, Buddha's teachings way is okay, but it's not very it's not really it's not only like that, it's not very specific. So it's like that. Just we can say not forgetting Tenpa. It's more like when it comes to meditation, it's more like mindfulness, but here it's more like I would say recollection, to think, not forgetting something that you have learned before from Buddha or Buddha's teaching. Yeah, it's like that. Anyways, okay. Chirab jedang, second is wisdom, right? Right? Wisdom.
智慧。
智慧. Then third is sundru, is Third one is what? 正念智慧 then Zundu is it like
Oh, you mean the seven?
yeah the seven yeah
精进
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 so what is the philosophical term in Chinese 精进吗
Yes.
So what does it mean in 精进 Let me ask you some question.
It means you do a lot of effort to do something.
Yeah, but you know 精进 means like you
Try everything to do one thing.
Okay, but right Zundu in Tibetan we call Zundu, you know, in English it's like what do you call it in English? Perseverance, right?
Perseverance.
Yeah, in English it's called perseverance, right? But what it means now you say, you know, what you say, what? 精进 What is 精进
就是很认真、很努力要去做。
如果你不喜欢啊，但是你去很努力做是精进吗？你不想做，但是去寺庙啊，哎呦，这个师父很麻烦啊，每次让我大礼拜100遍了，不行啊。但是不敢丢了老师父的面啊，对不对？你自己做100遍，去哎我不要做啊，我这怎么，这个是精进吗？是啊，你说的，这刚刚不是你说吗？你去很努力，当然很努力做的。
不是这个意思。
意思是什么？精进的意思？
精进就是自己知道说这个事情对你是好的，你会很认真的去学习去精进做。
So 精进 you know, it's not about like how much you do, what you do. It's not like that. 精进 is like you do something that you enjoy. You understand? You know, like you do with.
就是你真的喜欢、享受去做。
对啊，对啊。
Yeah. So it's about you know the mind. Like you enjoy doing it.
你
You know.
自愿，对的，自愿，正知
Yeah.
正念去精进。
So it's about like you know, for example, like, oh, I like reading books. This is 精进. This is the meaning of 精进. You know. So you do something.
Volunteer.
Voluntarily.
Volunteer. I like to do.
Yeah. Something that you do, you know, you enjoy when you do it. So when we say
Volunteer.
what is in Chinese?
自愿。
自愿 and what do you call these days? Voluntary 义工啊 and 你说的什么？刚刚你自愿 Yeah, 自愿 is something that you do it on your own, right? With lots of you know enjoyment in you, joy, right? Yeah, so that's its volunteer 义工。现在很多是 forced 的，对不对？So when you want to do meditation, when you want to, you know, when you enjoy doing meditation, when you like to read books, this is 精进。Yeah, it's not that, you know, effort. It's not about effort. I can put a gun on your head, right? Then ask you to do prostration 1,000 times. This is not 精进。You will be sweating. You will be so tired, but you still be doing prostration, right? But it's not gonna. It is not perseverance because you don't enjoy. So 精进, you know, 尊重 is like, you know, you know, you like doing it, you know, doing something that you like and you enjoy, and now you like smoking, you enjoy smoking. This is not 精进啊，对不对？
身体力行就是身体去做善法的。
这身体没有关系了，这个身体没有。You can just sit, right, and 精进也可以，知道吗？ Is it possible?
Yes.
Yeah. You can sit here and do nothing, right? But you really enjoy thinking of something. You really enjoy, you know, like all those things. This is the definition of perseverance, you know, 精进. It's very important that we understand, or else, and that's why I think a lot of people don't enjoy doing, you know, prostration. A lot of people, they don't like going to monastery, right? A lot of people, they don't like offer incense. but they think, oh, I'll do it 100 times, 200 times, and they think it's a Jinjin. It's not a Jinjin at all. But if if you go there one time, 1 second, you offer something and you enjoy it, that's a Jinjin. Yeah, it's not about effort, really. So you want to translate?
No, I don't. I don't know how to translate.
Jinjin is something that you like to do, you practice, especially
yeah,
practice.
I understand what you mean, but in Jinjin, it's not.
No. What do you say? What's your term?
Jinjin.
Jinjin, right? Jinjin. The definition of Jinjin, right, is
It
that
means you have to do it willingly and happily.
Yeah, happily. Something that you enjoy, something that you like to do. That's a Jinjin.
仁波切说他那个这里的精进呢，应该是指你自己愿意去做，然后是很开心去做这件事情。
Yeah. So it's not about how much, how many times, it's not like that.
跟你做多少，跟做几次次数是没有关系。
Yeah. And gawa. It's also, now you guys might think, oh, what is the fourth one?
Fourth means how to say still, 定。
No, first is temba, right? 念正念, right? The second is 智慧, right? Third is Jinjin, right? So what is the fourth?
Joy.
Joy, yeah, joy. Now Tsundu, is before you doing the action. You understand? What is joy in Chinese? 喜悦, right? So now you guys might think, oh, so the Jinjin and what 喜悦. What's the difference? Tsundu is something that you do before the action. Understand? You like to do it. I enjoy doing it, right? So gawa is something that you joy, like you feel joy when you are doing it, and after you have done it.
这里的心就是前面讲的是精进，是你还没做之前，你是有这个带着开心喜悦的心去做。然后欣喜呢是比较指你做的当下，或是你做完之后开心的那个心情。
Yeah, which is not as when you talk about joy, right? We need to understand it's not as like, oh, you drink some tea and you feel so happy. It's not like that. It's like more like 静下来, like calmness.
这里的欣喜不是指什么是比较指比较平静、淡淡喜悦的那一种感觉。
Yeah. So anyway, the how about the fifth one?
Fifth one means 中文是指清安。
清安什么意思？
Peaceful mind.
Oh, now yeah.
Relax and peaceful.
Xinjiang. It's like it's not really relaxing. That's why that's why Xinjiang is like when we talk about 这个是什么？字是什么？清安。清安。轻松 right? Yeah, so now it's also that Qing'an. So when we talk about Qing'an, right, there's a two: physically Qing'an and mentally Qing'an, right? So why it is Qing'an is like your body and your mind is so Qing'an, is so light that it is ready to do anything. You understand? It's readily, like so easy. Right now, if I say, oh, right now you guys are tired, right? I say, oh, 你做大礼拜呀? You will say, okay, but how, right? But when you have this kind of Qing'an, you're physically so ready, no problem, because you feel very light, right? We as a human being, we feel very heavy, right? Mentally and physically. So when you are physically Qing'an, you are so ready to do prostration, no problem. And after 1,000 prostration, you don't feel tired. This is Qing'an. You're in a physical Qing'an.
这里清安呢，就是有两种，一种是身体上，一种是心理上的。如果你有心理上的清安呢，你做任何事情呢，都会很就是轻松愉快，觉得很简单。如果以大礼拜来讲的话呢，就是你会就是叫你做再多项，你都愿意，你都觉得很开心。
Yeah, then Shinli Qing'an is, right? Or I want someone say something to you and you lose your temper, and you are all those things, right? And I ask you, hey, don't be compassionate. That you are just like, oh, okay. Instantly you can change, because when you are so angry, you cannot change your mind, right? Because your mind is so heavy, so strong, so rigid. You cannot change it. So when you do meditate, when I ask you to be compassionate, you are so ready to do compassion, because your mind is so heavy and so flexible for practice, right? So this is Qing'an.
那心理上的清安呢，就是假设你现在很生气啊，然后如果这个提醒你说要有慈悲心，然后你就可以马上达到的那个状态，就是因为你身体跟身跟心都很有弹性嘛，就是有很清安的感觉，就容易做到。
Yeah, and the sixth one is Tansho, right? 6 is Ting Easy meditation. 是吗？不是，清安。
等持
当时就是你的心住在一个境界，就是一直维持。
是
这个是Tansho了，Tansho。
这等持的意思。
这Ting Easy is like meditation. The Tansho, right? 定啊，禅定也一样。Ting Easy. And the seventh one, what is seventh one?
舍的意识。
舍。
就 mean equally treat everything equally.
Oh.
Right.
So so now, right? So this equally is sometimes they say equanimity, right? Equanimity. So equal. So what but you can also understand it from like being balanced. Yeah. Balance, So because what balance from what? Because right now we talk about like happy, right? Joy, very light, right? So what happened? When someone is so happy, they will do so much hyper. You become hyper. What is hyper?
Too excited.
Yeah, too excited. Yeah, no too excited, no too lazy. You understand? Now this is what? Yeah, when you are not very excited, right? And when you are not very lazy, but in between, So that's the seventh one, Tanyum.
这里第7个就是我们这里是写等舍那什么这意思是说呢？因为我们前面有提到，就其他有提到一些欣喜啊、清安这些。那你到第7个地步的时候呢，就是你不会太兴奋，或者是太懒惰，你就是会在中间得到一个平衡。
Yeah. So if you have these 7 qualities, then you can achieve enlightenment.
然后当你这7觉知都做很好的时候呢，你就可以得到证悟。
Yes. So, I think we should stop here today. Yeah, we should stop here. Yeah, maybe I think it's better because next time there's something important. So maybe we can start from something important.
今天就先到106。
Yeah. Today's. You guys have any question?
有问题可以提出。
Yeah. I think I had something. Yeah, anyway, basically, when we talk about Buddhism, no, not talk about Buddhism. When we practice Buddhism, really, it's very simple. It's very simple to practice Buddhism. Really, it's not very hard. Buddha said, "Dikpachiya micha she gyawa phusum soporche rangi semne yoso do dine sange temba yins." Buddha have said, do not commit any sin. What it means, do not commit, any sin. What it means that don't hurt other people, right?
当我们讲到佛教徒的修行呢，大家不要想得太难。佛陀有说呢，就是我们不要伤害别人。
Yeah. So now when we usually that's what we say. Oh, 不要伤害别人. Don't hurt other people. But the real meaning, it's not about hurting other people or not. We need to understand that you can be so nice person, but still people felt hurt by you. Is it true?
Yes.
Yeah.
就是重点不在于伤害与否，就是即使你是一个非常好的人呢，还是仍然会有人会被你伤害，就他们自己觉得被你伤害到。
Yeah. So the point is, don't have any intention to hurt other people. That's what it means.
这里说呢，不要伤害别人，意思就是呢，你不要那种害人的心。
Yeah. And the second one is like gyawa phusum soporche, like do a lot of good work, do a lot of good karma, right?
那第二点呢，就是多做一点善业。
Yeah, but now 多一点做善业. What does it mean? Oh, offer him water, offer flower. No, it doesn't mean. Always have a kind heart.
多做一点善业的意思呢，不是说叫你要常供花供水，而是指呢，你要有一个好的心，要对他人好的心。
Yeah. Then rangi semne yongso dul, it said always keep your mind peaceful.
然后呢，你要保持一颗平静的心。
Yeah, what it means that you don't need to go to monastery, you don't need to do prostration, you don't need to do much, as long as you can keep your mind peaceful, right? Buddha say, oh, this is the practice of Buddhism.
如果你能经常保持一个平常的心呢，就是实行佛教。那保持平常心这件事呢，不是指说一定要去寺庙啊，或者是一定要做大礼拜。
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, in a very normal language, right? It's like, what is Buddha saying is that, oh, be happy. Be happy. Don't try to show other people that you are happy. Understand? Yeah, be happy. Be happy, right? But you don't need to try to show other people that you are happy. You understand?
Yes. 当佛说呢，做一个快乐的人呢，是指你自己是一个快乐的人，但是你并不用经常告诉别人说，我是一个快乐的人。
Yeah. It's because, if you try to show other people that you are happy, it's very complicated.
当你呢试着要告诉别人说你是快乐的人了，那这件事情呢会变得非常复杂。
Yeah, then whenever you have a nice food, right, you need to take a picture, right? You're actually not happy but you still need to smile for that picture, right? And post it on Facebook, Instagram, as if you are so happy, right? This is extra work. What Buddha is saying, be happy yourself, sit in your small room, eat healthy, drink healthy, do exercise, don't hurt other people, which means that save energy, isn't it? It's safe. That's what Buddha is saying.
佛陀说呢，就是当你自己一个人也可以很开心的时候，做任何事情都很开心的时候呢，这样就是还蛮就是很安全的、平常的快乐。那如果呢，你为了告诉别人自己很快乐呢，都要就是经常打卡，告诉别人自己很快乐，不开心的时候也要拍照打卡说自己很快乐，这样就不是正常的快乐。
Yeah, just live a simple life. That's what Buddha is saying.
我们要简单一点的生活。
Yes. It takes a lot of energy to hurt other people. It takes a lot of your own energy to be angry at some people, really. But if you are peaceful, it's very, how to say, energy saving kind of activity, right? Yeah, something like that, really. We need to understand, but you don't need to translate. So anyway, the thing is that most of the thing in our life, right? Really, most of the thing in our life, we do things that are actually more difficult. Really, it's from my own experience. You guys think about it. We choose to do something is more difficult for us. We choose to do things. We choose to spend more time. We choose to spend more energy. But those simple things, just eat and live happy, right? Do those small things and be happy. But we are not content with, we are not happy with it because we feel like we need to do something more, right? We are a human being. When we feel compassionate, what we do, we just go out and, give money to those poor people. We don't need to do all those things, really. Because we are a human being, we have our own unique condition, as we said, right? When we feel very compassionate, we want to offer so much thing to poor, to gurus, or all those things. But it's not very necessary, You can be compassionate without doing anything. But it's also not very correct to say you don't need to do anything. Yeah. When you are compassionate, there's a value. When there's a value, there's a principle. It's very normal. So but what I want to do right now is to remind you guys that try to live more simple life, really. You might become so rich by doing all those work, but we also need to understand that happiness that you have when you're so rich, can it be attained when you are not that rich? Of course, yes. You can be as happy as like when you have $1 billion, right? I mean now when we are not billionaire, you can be as happy as when you are billionaire in future, really, right now, without having all those $1 billion. So why not we do that? Why not we be that happy person, really? But we don't, because we think to be happy we need something, right? Happiness is like not having a lot of things. There's one of the great master in India. He said that if you want to be peaceful, if you want to be very good at meditation, what it says. Today I kind of see that thing. It's very nice, really, very nice. He said that if you want to be very good at meditation, right, don't have so many hopes. Really, don't have so many hopes. He said, right, huh?
Expectations.
Hope, reto, rewa. Oh, I have this, I want this, like this. If I have a $1 billion, if I have a 3 house in Taipei and 2 house in Kaohsiung and 2 house in Taichung, really, that master say, right? We need, if you want to be good at meditation, right? He said that we need to have 3, and we should not have 3. One is we should not have lots of hopes. We should not have lots of attachment to possessions. Car, house. If you have lots of car, if you have lots of house, if you have lots of girlfriends, boyfriends, husband, wife, then you will never be, good at meditation. And second thing is don't have so many house. Yeah, really. He said don't have house. He actually say, abandoned house. But what he meant is that don't be so attached to having lots of house. These are the 3 things that you should not have. The 3 things that you should have is always have a very peaceful place, right? And always have a very peaceful mind, and always be good at being alone. Really. The 6th one is very nice message. For me, I would also, that's why great masters say, one of our teacher, he says that, it's very good that you lock your door. Really. Something that my teacher doesn't really like at all. Really. He says that maybe, locking your door is actually very nice because it allows you to stay alone in your room, right? Yeah, most of the people right now, trust me, they are actually suffer from having no company. Really, you check. You guys observe. Most of the people are suffering because they feel lonely. They feel alone. And he is saying, right, be good at staying alone. Really, you can be alone, but you don't feel lonely. You can be with 100 friends, but you can still feel lonely, right? Yeah, so always, try to have a peaceful place, peaceful mind, and be good at practice to be alone. Practice to stay alone. Yeah, and especially, from my own experience, those person who cannot stay alone will really suffer a lot when they are about to die. Really, you can take my word on this. Because you are so used to have lots of company, you wanted to be, don't want to feel alone whole your life, right? But at the end, when you are about to die, no one can accompany you, right? At that time, yeah, you will suffer a lot. Yeah, you can take my word on this. So that's what he says. If you want to be good at meditation, there are 3 things that you should not have and 3 things that you should always have. Yeah. Yeah, I think first and the second, last one is the best. Don't have so many hopes. Don't have hope. Don't have so many possessions, right? Don't have house. But he means that don't be attached to house. Don't be attached to your possessions. Car, watch, money, bank accounts. These are the 3 things that you should not have. 3 things you should have is a peaceful place, peaceful mind, and be good at being alone. You try these 6 things. It says, it calls something chutruk. Something in Tibetan, this is the subject of that text. The teaching is something chutruk. It's like 6 something you should do. Maybe you can say 6 quality to have a better meditation, to be a good meditator. It's actually very nice. Yeah, always try to live a simple life. Really, it's very important if you want to be happy. And there's also one saying, and it says that it's simple to be happy, but it's very hard to be simple. Because we as a human being, we are very complicated human being, really. As I say, really, we feel compassion and we just need to do something. We cannot just keep ourselves to ourselves. Yeah. So basically, it's that live a simple life. It's much more easier, much more energy saving, something like that. Yeah. Stop it.
那我们今天就到这边喽。谢谢仁波切。